And now I'll come up with an analogy or a story that will illustrate some important points for us here. So let's imagine that you go to a doctor, you are in pain, maybe you have a stomach ache or something, and someone you trust told you this is a good doctor, so you go there. And as you are there, the doctor asks you, okay, how can I help you? And then you say, hey, doctor, I'm not feeling well. I have this stomach ache. It's been aching for some time. Um, and then the doctor says, okay, fine. So tell me, what can I do for you? How can I help you? And then I need to stop the stomach ache. Oh, okay, yeah, maybe you don't understand. Here, the client, the customer is the patient, is the king. You tell me what you want, and I'll prescribe it to you. So many medicines, so many different exams that you could do. Just tell me what you want. And you find this a little strange, right? Funny. Maybe you never went to a doctor that would work that way, correct? But okay, you're there. What can you do? Okay, doctor. So once I think I took a medicine called omeprazole, and I think it could be it. And maybe I could take an X-ray of this area. And the doctor, okay, fine. Okay, here's the medicine, here's the X-ray, go. And you find this really strange, right? You don't expect a good doctor to work this way, but then you go, you buy the medicine, you take it for a few days, you take the X-ray, and you come back to the doctor's office. And then again, you are there, the doctor's there, and the doctor asks you, okay, what can I do for you? And then you tell the doctor, oh, what kind of doctor are you? I'm worse. This medicine didn't work. The X-ray only showed my bones. I don't have a problem with my bones. And the doctor says, easy, easy, easy. Don't worry. Don't forget. The patient here is the king. You just tell me what you need now, and I change it here for you. That's all right. Again, so many medicines, so many exams. Just tell me what you want. And of course, we don't expect a good doctor to behave like this. Correct? We don't. So let's say now we go to a good doctor. What will the doctor do? So first, this doctor will ask you a whole bunch of questions, right? But none of them will be, what do you want? And it won't be what you need as well, right? It won't. So maybe that doctor will ask you about your habits. What have you been eating? How have you been sleeping? Have you ever felt this before? Etc., etc., etc. And this doctor will kind of look at you, check you up, and then, based on everything he saw, everything he or she heard, and all his or her knowledge and experience, this doctor will formulate a hypothesis of treatment to you. Correct? Let's try with this medicine. Let's do this exam. Please come back in a couple weeks and let's take a look at it. And then you come back. And as you come back, again, this doctor will ask you a bunch of questions, but it will be pretty much, did anything improve? How are you? We'll take a look at the exam. We'll see how you reacted to the medicine, right? And again, we'll look at you, check you up, and once more, based on all their knowledge, experience, everything they saw or heard, this doctor will maybe change the hypothesis. Oh, it was not that. It's something else. Maybe iterate a little bit, change a little bit, right? Or maybe you are well already. In every case, the doctor takes full responsibility over the treatment. Oh, you have to follow the treatment, right? But the doctor takes full responsibility. That doctor doesn't push that to you by asking you what you want or what you need. It's not the role of the patient to come up with solutions, to come up with a treatment. That's the doctor's role. And that's the same for us. It's not the role of our clients to come up with solutions. Our clients they feel the pain, they have the problems, right? It's our role to come up with solutions. And it's not because we know everything beforehand, right? We're not we're not in the client's business. We're not the client. Same as the doctor is not in the patient's body, right? But we are the ones with the knowledge, with the skills to better formulate hypotheses of solutions for their problem. It's our responsibility, not the customers. Okay? So what I'm saying here is we gotta stop behaving like ticket takers, you know? Like when we go to our customer and ask, what do you want, sir? What do you need? And then we become hostages of that. Because we may create exactly what we were asked, and the customer will not be satisfied. How often did it happen to you? That's a natural thing to happen actually in this situation. But we deal with it as if it were the opposite. Like this was the right way to work. It's not. Right? Another analogy here, we gotta stop working like waiters, right? Go to the table, what do you want, sir? Write it down and take it to the kitchen. That's not our work. So here I'm talking about product ownership. Pay attention to the word. Ownership. Ownership is taking responsibility and accountability over product definition. This is on our side. We must not push it to our clients. And of course, I know this is not an easy task, right? Because we've been kind of spoiling our clients, allowing them, or maybe us, maybe people who came before, right? Allowing the entire market to believe that this is the right way to work, right? We request stuff and the product developers will just do it, right? And that's the way. Sometimes people think this is the only way. We actually gotta educate the market. And that's gonna be done little by little. So imagine that patient that comes to the doctor and tells the doctor, doctor, see, my arm is aching like hell. I need you please to prescribe me just some bit of morphine. What will the good doctor tell this patient? No, sir. Let me look at what you have there, and I will prescribe what I believe is the right thing for your pain. So even when the patient tries to take the responsibility, the good doctor won't allow. And that's what we should start doing. And again, my idea here is not that you tomorrow get to your client and say, no, don't tell me what to do, right? And then make a big mess. That's not the idea. But once we do understand that there are better ways to do things, and that will be better for us and for the client, because we create a lot of waste for the client by just ticket taking, and waste for us of our time, of our effort, of our work, right? And in the end, when it doesn't work, when it's not successful, it's our fault anyway, even when we create exactly what we were asked for, right? So my idea here is to help you start the change, start the movement, start educating our clients, start educating our market. But that starts from educating ourselves by understanding our role in product definition. And it can't be of a ticket taker, of a waiter, or of the bad doctor.